Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Tuesday the 10th of May. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. We will start by taking a look at a summarised view of the mean surface temperatures across Europe. Between days 11 and 15, if anything, there has been a change today compared with the last few days, and that is the majority of the available forecast models continue to signal temperatures becoming more significantly below climate averages during the 11 to 15 day time period. Temperatures may well be at least 3 or perhaps 4 degrees below climate averages, particularly across central and eastern areas of Europe in particular. The trend from the last few days continues today with regards to the 6 to 10 day time period, and that is the majority of Europe is forecast to be quite cool for the time of year. Mean surface temperatures are likely to be at least 4 or perhaps even 5 degrees below climate averages, as generally west or rather cool northwesterly winds dominate the weather, particularly across central and also eastern areas of Europe. And finally, between days 2 and 5, confidence levels are high given good model agreement and consistency for temperatures to be generally near to climate averages, though perhaps trending slightly below climate averages across some central and northwestern areas of Europe, including the UK, Benelux and also Germany, for example. We will now take a look at the United Kingdom in some closer detail, and over the next 2 to 5 days temperatures may well start initially near, if not slightly above climate averages, but the trend through the period is for temperatures to decrease and become 1 or perhaps 2 degrees below climate averages by the end of the period, particularly towards and beyond the 12th and 13th of May. The 6 to 10 day period in particular is likely to be quite cool, if not rather chilly, across the United Kingdom. There is good model agreement and consistency for temperatures to be at least 2 or 3 degrees below a climate mean of 12 degrees Celsius. The following weather chart for Sunday the 15th of May helps to illustrate this situation, as high pressure to the west of the UK combines with low pressure to the northeast over Scandinavia to produce a cool northwesterly air mass across the United Kingdom, and I have high confidence to suggest that the middle of May in particular is likely to be quite cool, with temperatures trending slightly below climate averages. The latter half of the forecast period, as we move towards the weekend of the 21st and 22nd of May, now seems as though temperatures will continue to remain slightly below climate averages. Despite some sort of trend for temperatures to rise, particularly compared with days 6 to 10, there is still relatively good model agreement and consistency for temperatures to remain 1 or perhaps 2 degrees below a climate mean of around 13 degrees Celsius. And finally, continuing from yesterday, I continue to believe that the Metro model remains a mild outlier, particularly when there is such good model agreement between the other various forecast models. Despite the Metro model signalling temperatures to be slightly below climate averages, particularly between days 6 and 10, overall, I do believe that the Metro model is likely to be a mild outlier throughout the majority, if not all, of the forecast period. Now taking a closer look at the expected European mean temperatures throughout the next 14 or 15 days. And starting between days 11 and 15, there is a trend today for temperatures to perhaps be more significantly below climate averages than has been signalled over the last few days. Particularly across some central and eastern areas of Europe, including Switzerland and Austria, for example, temperatures may be at least 3 or 4 degrees below climate averages, and even across some western areas of Europe, temperatures are still likely to be trending 1 or 2 degrees below climate norms. Using the latest Austria model comparison graph as an example, which is representative of some central and eastern areas of Europe, despite some model divergence, you can see that particularly between days 11 and 15, the majority of the available forecast models have temperatures at least 2 or 3 degrees below climate averages. As a result, given this and model consistency from the last few days, confidence levels are medium or perhaps medium to high to suggest that the 11 to 15 day time period is now likely to be quite cool, with slightly below average temperatures, particularly across central and eastern areas of Europe. The trend from the last few days with regards to the 6 to 10 day time period continues today, and as you can see, the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models signal temperatures to be at least perhaps 4 or 5 degrees below climate averages, in what is now forecast to be quite a cool, if not chilly, spell of weather across most areas of Europe. Some central and eastern areas of Europe, including France, Switzerland and Austria, for example, may well have temperatures more significantly below climate averages by perhaps as much as 6 or 7 degrees. The latest Switzerland model comparison graph helps to illustrate this situation well, and as you can see, beyond the weekend of the 14th and 15th of May, there is good model agreement to suggest that temperatures will become below, or perhaps well below, climate averages by as much as 5 or 6 degrees Celsius. And within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, temperatures are forecast to be generally within 1 or 2 degrees of climate averages, though perhaps beginning to trend slightly below climate averages across some northern and northwestern areas of Europe, including the United Kingdom, Benelux and Germany, for example. We're now taking a look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia, and the trend from the last few days continues today, with many central and western areas of Scandinavia, including many areas of Norway and some regions of Sweden, are likely to have precipitation totals above climate averages over the next 7 to 14 days, with perhaps in excess of 100 millimetres, which is comfortably 200% of normal. In contrast, some far southern areas of Sweden and also the majority of Finland are forecast to have precipitation totals generally near or slightly below climate averages, as drier conditions dominate the weather here. We're now taking a look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal. And the trend from the last couple of days continues today, and that is from many areas of Australia over the next 7 to 14 days, forecast to have precipitation totals well below climate averages. Many regions may experience little or no measurable rainfall over the next 2 weeks, as exceptionally dry conditions continue to develop across most areas. In contrast, many central and particularly southern areas of China over the next 7 to 14 days are forecast to have precipitation totals well above climate averages, with perhaps up to in excess of 150 millimetres of rainfall. Over the next 7 to 10 days in particular as well, precipitation totals are forecast to also be well above climate averages across many areas of Japan. And finally, temperatures across many areas of India over the next 7 to 14 days are forecast to be well above climate averages, with many central and northern regions having temperatures at least 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, which is at least 4 to 6 degrees above climate averages. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.